South Africa has experienced widespread discontent in, among other things, government's lack of service delivery, particularly to the most vulnerable and needy. Basic education and healthcare is appalling in our country. Our economic growth has flatlined, and its knock-on effect means that there are now far less jobs and that everybody living has become more expensive. Food, shelter, electricity, and fuel are becoming unaffordable. We are also experiencing a critical drought, the effects of which could severely impact our food supply and the availability of water. This tide of discontentment has spilled over into numerous protests, many of which have turned violent and destructive. We have seen the recent reports of the 24 schools that were burned down in Vuwani in Limpopo, and 26 others were badly damaged by fire. What we found even more appalling with the destruction of those schools in Limpopo is that some local municipal councillors were the leaders and main architects and instigators of vandalism in the area. The ACDP offers South Africa caring 7 leaders of integrity who will never be involved in instigating any violence. ACDP is offering South Africans caring leaders who will serve their communities with passion and dignity. We in the ACDP are not fighters and destroyers of life and property. But we are community and nation builders who want to help make South Africa a model of peace, reconciliation, prosperity among nations of the world. South Africa is engulfed by violence. As a result, we don't need more fighters, but we need nation builders. When you go out there and people say, we are fighters, tell them the country is in trouble because of fighters. We want nation builders who will bring our people together regardless of their racial or social backgrounds. That is the ACDP that is providing such leadership to South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, the destruction of university buildings and other educational institutions across the country has baffled many. How can you solve a problem by destroying what you have? Particularly institutions that are needed to help produce leaders of tomorrow. There is a tendency in our country that I believe the ACDP will help to change. A tendency of people who choose to destroy when they need something. To give you an example, when commuters and workers in particular are upset because of the trains that are late, what do? Rather than talk, negotiate, approach management, they touch the same trains they need to take them to work. This culture, the ACDP says, must change. It must change. The ACDP wants to provide all our communities with caring leaders of integrity who know how to treat our people. As you know, something embarrassing happened this past Tuesday in Parliament. What happened there was disgusting and heartbreaking. It was sad, very sad, to see members of Parliament who should be role models to our young people descend to such low levels of behavior towards each other and the parliamentary security personnel. We saw men kick a woman who fell to the ground during the scuffle that ensued between parliamentary security officers and members of parliament who were being evicted from parliament. It was a painful and disgraceful sight to see. That incident reminded me, and I hope many more people in the country, it reminded me that South Africa desperately needs leaders of integrity who believe in respect for others. We do not only in ACDP believe in respecting others. Our respect comes out of our respect for God, the Almighty. And because we respect Him, it's natural for us to respect our fellow men and to respect property. So we are saying, as the ACDP, ladies and gentlemen, when we see vulnerable people needing help, when we see people who have fallen for whatever reason, we do not kick them while they are on the ground, as we saw members of parliament do. What we do is we hold them by the hand and lift them up. In the ACDP, we have learned how to treat women with respect. As I watched that very sad incident, the question that came to my mind was, how are these men who are busy kicking a woman who's lying on the ground, treating their wives and their mothers at home? We have learned, ladies and gentlemen, to respect others. And we say, South Africa, you need leaders of integrity. You need caring men who know how to treat your wives and your daughters. Ladies and gentlemen, you need leaders who, when they look for women to employ, they will not take them to the bedroom before they offer them a job. Sadly, this nation of ours seems to have lost its respect for God and for others. As we believe that God holds us accountable for our actions, ACDP councillors will serve their constituencies with honesty, respect, and integrity. We honor, and I have to repeat this word, respect. Respect, because South Africa has lost respect. If you want to be respected as a voter, don't go anywhere else, but look to the ACDP. ACDP, ladies and gentlemen, honors and respect people from all walks of life, regardless of their color, creed, or culture. The ACDP promotes peace over revolution because we are called to be peacemakers. We do not want revolution in South Africa. We want peace. We do not want revolution in South Africa. We want reconciliation and nation building. And the political party to seriously consider is the African Christian Democratic Party. The only party that I know will repeat the word respect more than any other. Why? Because we respect God, we respect ourselves, we respect our neighbors, and we respect property. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are tired of seeing property lost to destruction, lost to hooligans, you need to vote for the African Christian Democratic Party. The ACDP wants to serve the people of South Africa in whatever capacity we can. The ACDP is committed to honest, accountable, and transparent leadership at every level. Friends, nation building is not possible without first being truly committed to integrity and ethical leadership. We know that the core function of government, local government, is to promote and provide roads, water, electricity, sanitation, and housing. I was shocked as we drove into this place to see the filth. How many have seen this place is dirty? Because we have leadership and councillors who don't care. A few years ago, we visited a country called Rwanda. When we arrived at the airport, not a single piece of paper to see. And because we were told of how clean that country was, from the airport to town, we were looking for papers around the roads, next to the roads, all over. We're looking for papers. We did not find them. The hotel we stayed at, one day I said to my precious wife, since we came here, I've not seen a single fly. Can we look for flies? We could not see a single fly because the place was so clean. And when I saw that, I said, we need a South Africa that is clean, a South Africa that does not have flies, a South Africa that will make us a challenge even to Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, if you choose and elect the African Christian Democratic Party, you'll bring in leaders and councillors that believe in cleanliness. Proactive maintenance to prevent permanent and extensive damage to existing infrastructure will be the ACDP's first priority. Our manifesto not only prioritizes good governance, but it also provides strong leadership in the area of business. The ACDP is going to focus, among other things, on small business development and its role in job creation and poverty alleviation. We are going to ensure that local councillors belonging to the ACDP are helping to bring about needed improvements to our municipal healthcare system and ensure that our policies of social cohesion and policies that address poverty are addressed with passion and distinction. The current state of our economy needs innovative measures, innovative ways of ensuring that the climate is conducive for investments, both domestic and foreign. Because without investments, we cannot alleviate the poverty that is challenging us. We want to see the statistics improve, because currently we are told that approximately 27% of South Africans are unemployed. Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan, we know earlier, presented a balanced budget in the month of February. Yet he does not seem to have the political backing to introduce the much needed reforms. I'm sure some of you know that the National Development Plan envisages that the small business sector will create 90% of the expected 11 million jobs by 2030. In line with this, the ACDP believes that small business is a catalyst for economic growth and should play a far more significant role in job creation and poverty alleviation. To assist those who want to run their small businesses profitably, the ACDP plans to do the following. Firstly, we want to provide financial assistance and other support wherever possible to locally owned spaza shops in townships and rural areas to assist them to enter the mainstream economy. If I may ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to compare the manifestos of different political parties and find out who cares for the small businesses and spaza shops in the townships. Many of them don't even have that word spaza in their manifestos. But the ACDP cares, and we want to assist them. Secondly, the ACDP wants to enact bylaws to ensure that no trader sleeps or stays in food stores. We have traders who are sleeping and washing in food stores. This is very unhygienic, as it exposes people to possible health risks and diseases. You never see them take mattresses into those stores. What do they sleep on? Bags of milli-meal. And a bushuba pinya. And has never the pinyeta, but it is at all now. ACDP wants to change that. So, sometimes people have headaches. High folly, high folly, high folly, mulatuking high folly. Get the Ladies and gentlemen, ACDP wants to change that. We say we will ensure that nobody, no trader sleeps in a spaza shops that sells food. We want to employ more health inspectors to monitor small businesses trading in food to ensure that they operate in accordance with food safety and hygiene regulations. Not far from here, it could be maybe 7 kilometers from where we are, 7 to 10 kilometers maximum. I visited 2 victims. Innocent victims, who were shot at by a trader who was unhappy when a consumer brought back rotten chicken. When this consumer said, I cannot eat this rotten chicken, you know I just bought it from you, give my money back, a fight ensued. Innocent people were shot at. And those 2 people I met said, the hospital, or doctor said to them in hospital, they cannot remove the bullets in their bodies. Now, this is unnecessary, ladies and gentlemen. Our people must be treated with dignity. There must be sold food that is healthy, food that has not expired. And we are saying as ACDP, we want health inspectors. I say we want health inspectors who will visit all these food stores to make sure that our people are not taken for granted. There is a bakery. Those who read the newspaper Daily Sun will remember there is a bakery somewhere in Tembisa. The article that appeared in the newspaper was, when you eat bread from that bakery, be ready to go to the toilet. This is the kind of treatment that is given to our people. And government's not doing anything about it. So all those mothers, all those people who love themselves, who are tired of being taken for granted, the ACDP wants to provide you with leadership that will ensure it does not happen under their noses. During his speech at the Chikululu Serious Social Investment Conference in April, our Chief Justice Mogoeng said, and I quote, "By standing by and doing nothing, while those who are corrupt are acting corruptly, we ourselves are corrupt." He continued to say, ethical leadership is being able to speak out when we see something wrong, close quote. ACDP wants to provide South Africa with ethical leaders who will speak out when they see corruption. Ethical leaders of integrity who will not cover and protect the corrupt. So all those voters out there who are saying we are tired of being lied to, we are tired of being led by people who do not care, people who only come to us during election time. I'm saying to you today, the ACDP is willing and ready to provide you with leadership and with counselors that will serve you. South Africa indeed lacks ethical leadership. Leaders who are willing to put self-interest aside and do what is best for their communities and for their country. Our communities need leaders who are willing to take integrity, and accountability seriously. We need leaders who will not use their position for self-enrichment over the needs of others, or use their positions to encourage anarchy and lawlessness in the country. We need leaders who are committed to building South Africa. Leaders who want to see South Africa become a beacon of hope to the rest of the world. Leaders who foster a spirit of true reconciliation and inclusivity, and who recognize that we all need each other to grow our economy and to flourish. In recent years, alarming levels of corrupt practices within all levels of government have been exposed. The ACDP's commitment, ladies and gentlemen, is to do what is right for South Africa, rather than allow corruption to go unchecked. We want to ensure that corruption in the seat of power is confronted and dealt with in a manner that will restore integrity and credibility to this institution. We are not only planning to challenge corruption in the seat of power, but we are saying to South Africa, the time to replace the corrupt has come. The time to replace the corrupt has come. One journalist asked me a question yesterday about why it has taken so long for the ACDP to ultimately come to power. I gave this journalist 3 reasons, but I'll only mention one. I said to the journalist, if you look at all African countries that were colonized, the first party that replaced the colonizers has been looked at as liberators. And there is not a single one of them that was out of power in less than 30 years. Because voters tend to be loyal to those who brought them liberation. But we are saying today, ladies and gentlemen, the days of blind loyalty are over. Those who helped bring liberation to South Africa, we need to say to them, thank you very much, but you are now past your sell-by date. Now is the time to get strong, caring leaders of integrity to lead the people of South Africa, both from our communities and local government and national government. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let me reiterate that the ACDP is committed to seeing a genuine change and renewal in our country that is modeled on value-based norms such as integrity, justice, honesty, and respect. That is why we place a high demand on our councillors to serve people with respect and with dignity. As a party whose policies are based on biblical principles, we want to foster a spirit of true reconciliation and inclusivity, where respect for God and for one another becomes the hallmark of South Africa. We want to have that legacy, that will be emulated by the rest of the world. A legacy that will be admired by those who used to think that Africa is equal to corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, there are people of integrity that were offering the people of South Africa. While the country faces many challenges, I want to say that the ACDP brings a message of hope to South Africa. It is a clarion call to all South Africans to take a stand. We are saying, South African voters, take a stand. Stand with the ACDP, because together we can make a difference. The ACDP is committed to providing reliable and trustworthy counselors who are passionate about addressing the needs in their communities and improving the lives of people in their respective municipalities. We have a vision as ACDP, a vision for a strong, healthy, and prosperous nation. We want to have a country that is modeled on value-based norms such as integrity, justice, and respect. It is therefore our appeal to you, precious voter, that these coming elections, entrust the ACDP with your vote so that we can work with you towards achieving this vision and laudable legacy for this beautiful country of ours. Guidance has been given to us as people who are not ashamed to say we believe in God. In Exodus 18:21a, where we are told, select capable men and women, men who fear God, men who are trustworthy, and who hate dishonest gain. South African voters, on the 3rd of August, you will be given an opportunity to choose who to vote for. The advice that God Himself gives South African voters is that you must choose capable men and women from our people. Men who fear God, men who are trustworthy, and who hate dishonest gain. Those who still will want to vote according to their old traditions, if corruption persists, applaud yourself for that. Blame yourself for that. But if you say, away with corruption, then select capable men and women. Men who fear God, men who are trustworthy, men and women who hate dishonest gain. It is the ACDP that is providing such counsels. Vote ACDP and help us to provide our communities with reliable, trustworthy, and caring counselors who are passionate about addressing the needs and challenges in their community, who are passionate about improving the lives of people in their respective municipalities. I'm inviting you, South African voters, stand with the ACDP. Let us stand together and make the difference in the lives of our people. God bless you. God bless South Africa.
ACDP. Start it again. I said, come on, let's sing this national anthem together. Once more.